Hello and welcome to your twin flame reading for the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies going on in your union, as well as the union energy itself. And so today I decided to revisit the Nature's Whispers Oracle cards. They're by Angela Hartfield, and I've just been really digging them, using them in my TikTok, using them yesterday in my reading, using them in a couple personal readings. So I'm just gonna keep on that wave, and sometimes it's fun to see like what similar or different themes show up in cards. Or the best thing is when you shuffle the cards really well and you get the same exact card you just pulled. I don't know if that's ever happened to you before, but that's always like, a very clear message from the universe. So let's just go ahead and get started with it. So let's start the divine masculine today and see what is going on. Okay, be your best self always. So this is kind of going deeper for the divine masculine into places that he's recognizing. And the thing about recognizing something is that once you do, you can't really unrecognize it. Kind of like I didn't want to say it, I didn't want to admit it, but there's a fly. There's a goddamn effing fly. I really need to get an electric swatter. I've tried everything. I restarted this video. I didn't look at the cards yet, but I really hope I hope you don't have to see it. Anyway, sorry. Let's go. Maybe there's something about that upset in the reading though, And I thought like I was being my best self by doing everything I could. But then once that didn't really work, I just had to like kind of come clean. And it's safe for both the divine masculine and the divine feminine to practice that. And so this might be like kind of a message to you as the divine masculine that look like, it's okay, you have a fly going on, or, you got caught with never mind. I was gonna say your fly down. Well, I just said it. I don't know. But you know what like it happens, right? So, anyway, like, I guess the point is that, you can't always just, ignore or bypass the thing, especially that you need to maybe address with your twin flame. Maybe you've been through some separation with your twin flame and you've done or had things done to you that seem not so nice. And it is important to address them to the extent that is healing and loving to your union. They don't need to like have drama going on here. And you don't also need to let your twin flame, let the divine feminine, what do I want to say? Like, she's probably going to get upset, when things come up, and that's the thing that you might be trying to avoid. But you can't just avoid the upset. But you also don't need to, like, feed her upset. So there's a difference there between loving yourself and, like, respecting yourself and, giving into her fear or her whatever. I know I can get pretty pretty bitchy sometimes, not proud of it, not trying, not trying to do that, and always working to achieve higher levels of non-bitchiness. But that being said, like, it's okay. Like, you're gonna go through stuff, and do you really want to just go through it alone so that you can save face, and avoid going deeper in your union? Or do you want to like face it and maybe it'll get a little messy or something, but you'll move through it, and then the next time if something similar comes up, well, maybe it won't be so messy because maybe it's already like been addressed or whatever. Like, you have power here. You have power with the mirror exercise. You have power with love. Love is the powerful thing. The other stuff is not. And, whenever you did what you did, on some level, you didn't know any better. And even if you did know better, still on a deeper level, you must not have, because you didn't choose to love yourself, right? And So is that acceptable? Well, the acceptable thing here is accepting yourself and having radical compassion for yourself, because that's the only way you're going to attract that kind of acceptance to you, where other people accept you as well. I mean, look, like, people have done like horrible things and been forgiven by society for them when they choose to fully atone is the word I'm looking for. But that can take a lot, right? Like, it depends on, of course, what you've done and this and that, and you're probably whatever you've done as the divine masculine is probably not, like, on that level, right? But sometimes we can make it feel this way within ourselves, as if there's something, to hide, or maybe you're the one who had something done to you, and that, you just don't know how to, like, heal through that. And what I've been discovering more and more is that it's just as bad to condone or allow abuse to happen as it is to abuse, because by allowing it to happen, you're allowing abuse to happen. So, it is different than being the abuser, but there's that thing where when you realize you have power there, and you can make a change and you can make a new choice, and that new choice isn't just for you, but it's for, like, that whole pattern. It's really great, It's a whole new world, and very healing to your inner child as well. So yeah, being your best self always doesn't mean putting on a show necessarily. Of course, sometimes certain situations are going to call for more diplomacy, and we don't always need to be brutally honest, so to speak, right? Like, that's not necessarily honesty. Like, what's the honest thing in spiritual truth? And sometimes it's, people have different ways of going about that, especially, like, if you're a Libra, you might have a different way of going about the truth than, like a Capricorn or whatever. So, anyways, like, I think this card feels complete, and just, like, allow yourself to be, like, take the ride and to enjoy everything. That's also a part of being your best self, is allowing yourself to feel peace and joy and not holding that back from yourself. So the Divine Feminine's card, expansions, is like the Divine Masculine comes home, but is the Divine Feminine home? Because she's still kind of like half there, half out. Are you ghosting the Divine Masculine in some way, Divine Feminine? Yeah, I don't know. So just, like, feel into this card. It's always interesting to me, this depiction, and I get different things out of it at different times because there's a lot going on here. And but these cards, to my understanding and my experience with them, are really meant or, like, created with an eternal intention, because I do feel very given to with these cards always. Like, I can always get to what it is that like, the divine would have me receive from them, and channel for myself, for you, so on and so forth. So yeah, but that's kind of like what I'm getting. And even if your twin flame, let's say, has you blocked, but are you kind of like ghosting them too in some way? Is there somewhere within you that just doesn't want to budge, doesn't want to love, and also doesn't want to love yourself? But look at what you get when you do, right? Like, you get the Divine Masculine. It looks like he's almost, like, creeping over here in the bushes, holding out his hand, like, all right, you coming with me? And even if you're, like, in harmonious union, whatever, like, there's always deeper to go, right? Like, it's, well, not whatever harmonious union, but I just mean, like, there's just endless levels of union, and really until you get to that place where you're in perfect union, like, total ascension. Your ascension journey is a journey to ascension, and so sometimes it's hard to, like, wrap your mind around that, because your mind doesn't need to wrap around it. Like, your heart can feel the truth of it. Like, yes, you will And you can get there, actually. You really can. It's not like, oh, this isn't for me, or maybe in 10,000 lifetimes. You just do what's in front of you, and the less that you worry and that you doubt and, put all this energy into fear-based stuff, the more energy can go towards love and towards your union and towards harmonizing completely. So, yeah, just feel into that. And, accept that castle, accept what is right in front of you to accept, and move forward with that. Even if it's something small from your twin flame, like even just a feeling. Like, if you don't even accept the feeling of how you feel, how are you gonna be able to accept more, right? We want to expand. Like, your union wants to expand. And I guess when I say we, it's like as a collective consciousness, like this whole twin flame journey, the concept of it, for everyone, like it wants to expand, because it is for everyone, anyone who chooses it. And it's like you can get into it from different areas, right? Like you can just desire your perfect life purpose, you can desire this or that, and it's all going to lead you towards the same place. So you also don't need to force your beliefs and ways on others. But if people are just vibrating with you in one way or another, you can connect with them genuinely, and there's unconditional love in the relationship, that's all that's really needed. Not everyone is gonna be on the same journey and learning the same things in their life as you at this time. And that doesn't mean that you're going to shut them out, and it doesn't mean that you're going to not shut them out. It just means you're going to keep paying attention and keep on choosing for yourself to vibrate higher. And when people are right there with you, they always show up, right, in one way or another. And sometimes people will just show up for a second and be gone seemingly forever, or you really have to get clear on a relationship, and know too that also know that came up in the Divine Masculines card, people can heal, people can make new choices. And so it's just safe to accept that you don't always know what's ahead for you or for someone else. And so, at the very least, accept that for yourself. If you just feel like I can't love myself here, it's impossible, or how would I ever get to experience, greatness in this area of my life, if you just at least hold space for the possibility, that's faith right there. And that can and will carry you through as long as you don't discard it in that place. And even if you do, well, still, there will be a way, but why do that? So yeah, this is really what happens when your faith strengthens, is your bond strengthens, and the bond of your harmonious union is unbreakable. And so the more of your energy that you invest into that truth, into the foundation, the better. And just keep going there rather than focusing on the things that are wrong. Remember to focus on what is right, what is true. Always focus on the truth. And the only reason that you should ever be doing anything else is to actually also be focusing on the truth. It's well, I need to look at this really horrible thing over here and resolve it so that I can go deeper with the truth and go deeper with love. And that's appropriate, and sometimes it's appropriate to share your experience of those things so that other people know and have an easier time going through it. But you always have to just let your heart guide, what's the most compassionate way to share your experience. And sometimes that, usually does, in fact, change over time as well. And that's partly because people as a collective, we're also healing. So it's the story that you shared at one point, you've changed since then, and so has the relationship that your story now has with whoever you're sharing it with. So that's interesting that all of that came up over this card. I guess what that is saying to me is what also came up in my blog that I wrote today, which of course you can check out on my website. But yeah, this card is really also about sharing, and so a part of the female or feminine energy, female, feminine, I don't know. I don't usually use that word. That was kind of weird. But anyways, okay. So yeah, the feminine energy is gonna have an easier time coming into full fruition when she chooses to just share herself, even if it's, even if it's little things. Just sharing from a genuine place is enough, and that's gonna help her unghost herself too and expand in love. So yeah, keep that in mind if you're the Divine Feminine, and like I said, even if you feel like you're pretty good there's always deeper to go, and look at what you could still improve upon. So, okay, the Union card is how perfect, so union-y. Love Matters, number 43. So, yeah, just follow your heart, put it first, put love first in the situation. So if you have a situation and you're like, I don't know what to do, things aren't looking so good, but if I do this, it doesn't feel like love, and if I do this, it feels like love. Well, you want to go with love, but you also want to go deeper there and make sure that you're not missing something. And that is why working with an ascension coach is really helpful. And, I can help you on your journey. I can help you to achieve harmonious union and work through your blocks, and also work through your life purpose blocks and other stuff as well, because sometimes we just don't see for ourselves what the next step is. And it's also so relieving to have this kind of support, right? It's kind of like the bird, the messenger, the ascension coach, right? And I also receive coaching and I give it, and I have for a while. Plus, I follow the teachings of Jeff and Shalia, who are my spiritual teachers, and that's what is the way that there's not another way that's efficient for your twin flame journey. So if that's what you actually recognize that you desire, is complete union and harmony with your whole self, meaning you and your twin flame and your life purpose, your entire soul design, and everything that is you gets expressed properly, which feels really good because you're then having a loving relationship all the time, which you always are in truth, okay? But it just feels much better when you're actually experiencing that and not contrast, right? So, you can check out the links below for that. It's really great. It's an hour of your time a week, and you're every single time you're really put on course at an accelerated rate. I just moved 10 steps up the mountain instead of 1, which I would have done on my own, basically. I'm not even exaggerating. It's really like that. It's really cool. So, love matters. And would you do it? If you won't do it for yourself, would you do it for your union? Would you do it for love? And sometimes it's important to recognize that. Maybe you don't want to do something for yourself, but if you recognize that loving yourself in the place that you don't want to actually benefits everyone, would you do it then? Because it does, and so you should. And look into those places. And I'll be doing a reading on the full moon next for the beginning of September. There's a full moon in Pisces coming on, and that energy is really very much points towards emotions. And since it's a full moon, it really has the spotlight on the emotions and feelings, and that really, this kind of center, your emotional center. And that is a really beautiful place within you. So, take care. Have a wonderful day or evening. And again, check out the links below. Book a session. Oh yeah, my readings are also, they are going to be increasing. And so now's a really good time to get a divine masculine and a divine feminine reading if that has been something that you're interested in, or if you're interested now that you're hearing about it. And definitely like and subscribe if you haven't yet. I love to see my personal channel, of course, growing, and I just love all the participation from the YouTube community, and just like remembering that we are a community on YouTube also, and to like give back to YouTube is so easy. All you do is just participate, and it's like a way of saying, hey, thank you, you know, like I choose to receive like this really awesome platform for connecting. So yeah. Alrighty, well, have a wonderful week ahead, and I will see you again soon. Love you. Bye.